G'day guys, welcome to Scotch Down Under. I'm Ken.
I'm the Kibble.
I'm Carly.
And today we're going back to Glen Moray.
Excellent.
Excellent. So we're not going to the Elgin Classic series, we're going to one of the age-stated, the Glen Moray 12-year-old. So we've already done the Glen Moray peated and we've done the port cask, but they were part of the Elgin Classic series, whereas this is the Elgin Heritage series.
Yeah, so I think the Classic series is their NAS, so there's a straight single malt, there's a port finish, sherry finish, Chardonnay barrel,
Yes.
and a peated. So then you go into the Heritage range,
Yep.
which is where this starts with a 12-year-old single malt.
Yep, so we've got a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old,
15, 17,
18, 21 port finish, which I'm really keen to get my hands on, but then a 10-year-old fired oak. So I reckon that's going to be a heavy char.
Ooh, that could be quite good.
Yeah, that could be quite good as well. So these ones are 40%. Well, this one is, but itself. Aged 12 years, all in American casks. So no other oak finishes. This is just pure American oak. Doesn't say anything about whether it's first fill, second fill, or whether it's non-chill filtered or coloured or any of that. But I reckon.
Well, I know when we were looking at the Elgin Classic stuff, there was conflicting reports as to whether it is coloured and chill filtered, but there's nothing official on it.
No.
So there's a lot of speculation.
Yep. Who knows? But we usually say, if it ain't written on the box or the bottle, it usually, you can assume that it's got colour and it's chill filtered. I love the blue. It's one of my favourite colours, and it's the favourite shade of blue. And then you've got this awesome picture of the distillery there, plus a lighter colour, embossing.
The gold edging on the name.
Yes, which is embossed.
So
Yeah.
it's stylish.
It's very
classy.
snazzy.
I mean, it is still quite similar to the rest of their stuff in that it's you've got this splash of colour which really denotes which product it is
Yes.
in their range.
And if you look at it, you can see around the edging that there is moisture.
Oh yeah. Yep. You got a bit of condensation
Yeah.
inside the bottle there, and
Yeah,
like we described before, this is like one of those old pills,
Old vial, yeah.
vials of medicine where you crack it open.
So that little bit of condensation up the top there, it's just because it's so fucking hot in Australia right now.
Yes.
Yes. And this, like their logo emblem badge thing, it's on the top and the foil cap in there, and it just looks really snazzy. And for some reason, I collect these foil caps. I don't know why.
Because you're a weirdo.
Yes. Oh, I gotta talk about that.
Oh, and that just went.
That's a good pop.
That was a good pop. So yeah,
really good
that
pop.
foil cap looks really snazzy.
That's
And
a sneaky sniff.
I know she's getting in before us.
Jesus
Eager
Christ.
beaver.
Come on.
So
Oh.
this foil cap is replicated on the
How to
actual
smell.
cork cap. You could use that as a stamp. Yeah.
Oh, like they do, like they used to do in the olden days,
Actually,
where
that's-
they'd have hot,
That's not a bad thing, you know.
Yeah,
Like
that's
a hot
pretty.
wax.
your hot
Yeah,
wax,
that's
and
pretty
then
snazzy.
stamping it when they seal their
Letters.
And that's really nice. You know, the top's in the blue plastic, but then you've got that gold on there to highlight it. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very fancy. I like it. Shall we have a nose?
Yeah, seeing as here he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sneaked in.
Oh,
Oh.
ooh.
Yeah.
I've got the nose straight in there.
Okay.
Well, when I smelled it out of the bottle, it was very sweet and berry smelling.
What kind of berries?
Like your raspberries, and your
Raspberries.
strawberries. But that was straight out of the bottle.
See, for me, I'm getting that sort of
I'm getting vanilla.
I'm thinking it's more sort of floral sweetness than a honey.
I'm getting
But
vanilla.
yeah, there's definitely some vanilla and there's plenty of oak on that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a smoky smell as well.
Yeah,
Smoky?
that's the charring from the oak.
It is definitely a very nice vanillan American oak cask.
Because being an American oak cask, it would be an ex-bourbon, probably.
Yes. From where? Don't know. It is a very nice, pleasant smell, though. Yeah, a little bit of honey.
Select American oak casks.
Subtle bit of charred oat.
Mmm.
It's a very light, refreshing Speyside smell, isn't it?
I was just going to say, there's something very typically Speyside about it, though.
Yeah.
I can smell herbal tea.
Yeah?
Herbal tea.
Yep. Nose. Rich, sweet, fruity and floral. Yep, we all just said that. Intense vanilla toffee combines with berry fruits and freshly chopped herbs. Well, we all...
Oh.
Did we write
Between
that?
us, we nailed it.
Did we write that? I didn't look at the palette, but yeah, let's see if we got any closer. Did we write the palette?
Ooh.
Oh, I like
straight
that.
away that it's real. It is toffee. It's not.
Yes.
It's
yeah.
not honey. It's definitely toffee once you get it onto the palate.
But it just goes down. It doesn't linger. It just goes straight down. It goes down really smoothly.
It drops off more into that
Spice and
sort
pepper.
of spicy, peppery, heathery notes.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, after you swallow it, the finish is in the back with that peppery, and heathery.
Yeah, I kind of want that to drop and that toffee
Honey
to
to come
come back
back.
through.
It's there, but it's at the front, but it's very subtle. The pepper's over dominating it. It might open up with a bit of water, but
Let's find out.
it's a very typical Speyside.
It's very nice.
I think they're decent casks. There's a decent dosh in there. I just want to see if I can open that up.
Decent dosh, he says.
Yeah, dash, dosh, dish.
Dribble.
Splush.
Dribble.
No, it's not a dribble.
No, he usually doesn't dribble much.
No.
Liquid.
Not too much.
Dribbles a fair bit of shit.
We know that.
Alright, so we'll have a look on the classically Speyside. Well, we did say that. We did write this. Where's our commission? Smooth, you definitely
Yes,
said that.
I definitely said
that's a
that.
pretty iconic.
Yeah.
Deliciously sweet and mellow.
Yes.
Yeah, yep. Summer fruits, coffee, and toasted oak flavours. I did say oak flavours on the nose earlier.
Yeah.
Toasted. Creates a wonderful balance. Okay. Finish. Lingeringly sweet with a subtle oak finish. I'm thinking the more oak spice with the slight sweetness around it.
Like the sweet undertone is still there, and that's
Ooh.
for me. That is really the only disappointment in me. For me, is that sweetness isn't following through,
Carrying through
Yeah.
on the finish.
on the finish. But I kind of like the fact that it develops into that sort of spicy, peppery note. But it would be nice if a little bit more of that toffee came through on the end.
Have you tried it with the water?
Well, I just added extra bit of water into mine, and the toffee has come out a lot in the smell.
Yeah? Yep.
Oh yeah.
I find on the palate it's a lot more creamy and richer. Then that spice comes through the same, but it drops off.
Yeah.
Then there's
Yeah.
that honey finish.
Still got like a nice toffee taste in my mouth.
Yeah, that finish with the water actually carries on a bit. But that's just surprising. That actually, I think that got a little bit thicker and richer on the palate with the water.
Yeah, the nose is still pretty much the same.
It's a nice oak.
It hasn't
smell.
really changed.
No,
yeah,
no.
more oak coming through.
Yeah.
But you do. You get that. You still get that nice little punch of the toffee, and then the spice starts to build over it, and it's good in that it's not honey
One's over.
and then
No.
and then you get the
No.
spice. There's
No.
a nice
Yes.
transition.
Yep, it's a nice little wave. Yep. Wow. That's actually...
I am solidly impressed by
That
this.
is actually not
I'm
bad.
actually enjoying it.
Yeah. So, we know how much this one's worth. And like we said in the other Elgin... Oh, not Elgin. The Elgin Classic from Glen Moray's. The price of this stuff...
I think we may have actually mentioned it in those
Yes,
episodes,
yes.
but the simple fact is, off special, so an everyday price where there's no promos, it's a 12-year-old single malt for $65 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Now, you're really not going to get another age statement single malt, especially in a 12-year-old, at that price, unless it's on special. When this goes on special, occasionally it drops down to $50.
A 12-year-old age statement for
And it's-
$65.
And it's a very, very typical Speyside.
Very much so.
So there's nothing offensive. There's a couple of areas where it is, you kind of want a bit more.
Yeah, a
Well, you
little
want
bit
it-
less
you want it-
spice, a little bit more honey would be
Yeah.
would be nice, but I
But
think with the water that balanced it out
Still not
nicely.
going to complain.
No, and it didn't lose it with the water being 40%.
No.
No, it was actually still quite good on the mouthfeel and the finish, mid palate. That's and you like it? Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
It's nice.
it is very nice.
And still just like giving it a bit of a swirl around in the mouth and stuff, you're still getting that lovely coating of that honey and toffee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yep, there's quite a few different, like a Glen Kinchy and stuff like that has that. I mean, that's not a Speyside, but it has that nice, rich honey feel that I quite enjoy on certain occasions.
Yeah.
This definitely has that kind of characteristic that I'm quite partial to myself.
And you can I think, even though I haven't actually tried the NAS and the Elgin Classic or the straight malt in the classic series,
Yeah,
I think if you put those two side by side, you definitely pick this out with that rich oakiness that it has as
yep,
well.
those American oak casks are coming through
Yeah.
quite nicely, very nicely. Yeah, this is a good one to show someone what an American cask can do with those vanillins and honeys, and yeah, that little bit of spice without being over peppery. And that's okay. Out of 10, then. I'm going to give this a pretty decent score, I think. I like this.
With or without taking the price into the equation. To be honest,
I think you have to include the price.
ignoring the price, I'm still going to give this a very high 8, if not a 9. And
I was
and with the
definitely
price
9.
coming into the equation, then yeah, it's a 9 to a 9.25.
Yep. I was thinking 9.25 myself. What are you going to do, missus?
Me, I'm going to go about a 9.
A 9?
A 9.
Yep.
Yep.
I think for $65, a 12-year-old classic Speyside, 9.25. Yeah.
Easy.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, there's nothing to complain about this. I mean, obviously, not chill filtered and coloured and all that, but yeah. we always complain that. But
Because you're only paying $65 for
yeah, for $65.
you know, you really can't complain. I mean, it's like, yeah, that the way the sweetness drops over the pepperness takes over, and then, you know, it would be nice if that sweetness came back right on the end, but I can still live without it. You know?
Yeah. It's there, but it's hidden under that. But with the water, it does change and it does pop out.
You're happy you get it even as a gift, you know, because that's, let's face it, when people are gifting, that's normally when they spend more than they normally would.
Yes. But with people that don't know whiskey very often, or
Yeah.
don't know the person they're gifting it to with what they like to drink, a typical gift is a Glenfiddich or a Glenlivet or a Johnny Walker, any of those kind of
I
things.
mean, even if this is one of those ones that you've looked at it on the shelf and you've thought to yourself, I should probably try that, or maybe you've looked at it and you're going, oh, at that price, it's got to be a bit on the nasty side.
yeah, you got to think, well, what's that nasty flavour it's going to have, or is it, why is it so cheap?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do yourself a favour and grab a bottle.
And yeah, if someone did gift me this, instead of like a Glenfiddich or something, I'd be like, oh, sweet, I know what this is like. This is a
Yeah.
good little dram. And great one to share with friends. Yes. Awesome. So there you go, a real classic Speyside. I reckon they should keep this in the Elgin Classic series, and they call it the Elgin Heritage, but this is a real classic Speyside.
I think it obviously seems that the heritage tag is being applied to their age statement stuff.
Yes.
Which is fair.
Yes.
Um,
But it is a very classic Speyside.
it's a solid Speyside.
And
It's a
bang for the
solid
buck.
dram.
Yep, solid dram, bang for the buck, cannot be argued with. You're getting your money's worth, which is a really good thing to see. A lot of distilleries, you're paying a lot more than what you get out of the bottle. So I'm really keen to try more of the stuff from Glen Moray, especially that portwood finish, that 21-year-old.
You've got to find it first.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. And that 10-year-old fire oak.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. So we'll be back very soon with some more Glen Morays, I think. Until next time, have a good one. I'm Ken.
I'm fucking hot. Not in a good way either. Seriously.
It is quite fucking hot.